So now we know Team Diamonds 2 is coming tomorrow. Let's talk about it in depth and see if we can figure out what is it gonna be. Who, maybe? A couple who's? I don't know. We're going back in time. Let's have some fun. Are you trying to build the best team in Madden? Well, head on over to instantmuckcoins.com to avoid the packs, save some racks. Link is in the description below. Use code CC now for 20% off. Hey, what is going on, Madden family? We are here indeed talking Team Diamonds 2 releasing tomorrow, Friday the 19th. And they're 98 overalls. Power up to 99. It's very cool. Much better than last year, honestly. But because they're such big cards, the sets are probably going to be kind of big as well. Yeah, let's just take a look. I don't need more of an introduction. We already know that. So we are back in time. Madden 20. We went back in time. And we are going to go look here and see Team Diamonds 2. Okay. Now, last year we had a Master 98. Oh, no, not this year. Now, to get that, you obviously had to do every single set, right? You had to do every set. Very similar to what the Barry Sanders set was this year, right? So if we see, we'll go back to Team Diamonds 1. I never finished this. It was Kurt Warner last year. And it was basically just putting in a bunch of cards, right? A bunch of pretty base cards from each team, right? That's how you still got Barry this year too. It made sense. And Team Diamonds 2, obviously they didn't want to do like the same thing. So they did a bunch of different cards. Some Team of the Week cards. We had Football Outsiders, some base elites, cards from promos and all that. But again, they weren't super high overall cards because we're only getting 95. Right? We see like some of these cards are going to be tricky to find, and some of these cards were really expensive last year, especially in like Taylor May said. Tyler Eifert was super expensive, so it's going to be tricky, right? We look at these sets, right? We see flashbacks, veterans, low MUT Heroes cards. Do we see those in there as well? Team of the Weeks, MUT Superstars, base elites. You know, what was it? It was about 14, 12 cards here each time. So keep that in mind, all right? That might be a thing of trying to get these. And these cards will not probably be cheap tomorrow, okay? They won't. Now, if we look at some of these names from last year, a lot of these guys actually came back into the game this year, and some did not. So if we're trying to guess, like, who could it be? EA could pick anyone at this point. They could be upgrades to players in the game already as well. So I don't want you guys to get the idea that it has to be 32 brand new players. It doesn't have to be that, okay? It very well might not be, right? In the last year we did get a kicker, right? And some of these cards weren't the best or the most exciting cards, but some of them were pretty good overall. I mean, I remember looking at some of these cards and like, wow, this is an awesome card, right? So I hope that we do get some really big names and some really good cards. But with the way that the overall formula works this year, you gotta know that that's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen. Now, you could throw out guesses for your team. If you want to do that, by all means, put it in the comment section. Dre Archer was a great pick for the Steelers. Dez was a great pick for the Cowboys. Phenomenal picks, right? Just great picks. Fan favorite type cards. Who could they be? Could be Jerome. You could get a Jerome Bettis for the Steelers or something like that, right? Why not? No, I'm just kidding. It's obviously Dre Archer. But I don't know which way they're gonna go. I don't know. Like for the Falcons, I would think like Andre Rison would be my guess, right? Do I think that Taylor Mays is going to get a card here for the Bengals? Is that where he gets his card? Maybe. Is it going to be the Campus Heroes getting their upgrades? Maybe. It could be. And that was what I talked about the other day in one of my videos, is that I feel like if they were to do that, a lot of what we were getting on these Power Up Wednesdays was kind of inconsequential stuff, because you would get the power-ups regardless with diamonds. So I hope that's not the route they go. But whatever route they go, as long as they are good, exciting cards, I don't really care if they're new or old or recycled or whatever everyone wants to talk about, right? So let's go back into Madden 21 here. Let's take a look at some of these teams and see what the sets really could entail, right? So we know that we have the Cowboys and the Steelers, right? So we can just take a look at those two. teams right off the bat. It just makes sense, right? Why not just take a look at them? Okay. We could look at any team, but we'll just look at those two for now, and then you can sort of just get an idea of what could be in the set. Now, anything I say here, I'm not saying this is in the set or you should go buy these cards or you should prepare this way, because we have no clue. We have zero clue whatsoever. Okay. Zero clue. I wish we had a clue, but we don't, right? We're going in blind, but we're going in blind with history on our side here. So let's take a look at Cowboys to start, because that is it's a pretty popular team, right? So if you're getting a 98, how do we get 98 in some of these sets now? They're like 96s, but I don't think we're gonna have anything like that. I think you're more likely to get cards like this. You may have legends in there, especially because you can pull legends in the training variety pack. So you won't have, I doubt Tony Romo will be in there, right? I don't think they'll do redexes. They did no redexes last year, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Cliff Harris in there, right? Would you be surprised if one of the cards was maybe one of these campus heroes? That could happen, right? Could happen. Now it could also be team standouts from the past. It could be they didn't do team of the week masters last year, again just because of the overall, but that's something that it could potentially be. 93 Cliff Harris could be a card you need in that set. Pat Watkins could be a card you need in that set. But you're more likely to want to like get certain cards if you have a heavyweight or a rising star or something like that on your team. Maybe that's a guy that you pick up just in case, right? Maybe the Marcus Lawrence heavyweight might be, he's probably in the set. You know what I mean? Like when you see a heavyweight or a veteran or something, or like team of the week cards, I feel like those are just the prime candidates for the sets. Now maybe not 89 Dak here or something like that. Probably not even Zeke. It's normally cards you can pull. They're pretty good with doing stuff like that. Sean Lee Mutt Hero, maybe a Sean Lee Mutt Hero. This Xavier Woods Zero Chill card is a very high candidate of being in the set there as well. And then obviously some low cards. Now as we get to the Steelers, they actually have a bit more. They had a bit of a better season, so they're more chances to get some of these other cards, right? Okay, how high of the overall we're going in these cards? Are we expecting a playoff hero? I don't think so. That just seems really high overall. 94 is too much. 93s, yes. I could see each team having around a 93 overall. Like Lynn Swan could be the guy that has to go into that set. Joe Hayden, Minka Fitzpatrick, those cards could go into that set very easily. Even a Ghost Juju, sure, why not, right? Why not? We go down this level right here. Again, I don't think we're going to get 50 cards. Again, possible Mutt Heroes, heavyweights, flashbacks. Like if Cam Hayward and Le'Veon Bell are in that set, it wouldn't surprise me now. I'm going to look at my team here personally. And let's see here, like Grady Jarrett feels like it, right? So I'm going to buy him. I'm going to buy some Falcon. I'm going to slightly prepare here, and we'll do it on camera here for you guys as well. AJ Terrell could be in there too. He is pricey though, because his other card is really good. And I'm not going to overpay. A 92 Matt Ryan potentially goes in there. Bam, I'll buy him, right? This is how I'm going to prepare. Team standouts, I'm not convinced. Could happen. Not convinced. These other cards, you can't pull them, right? So again, I don't think that that's what they would do. We could see this Super Bowl Devontae in there. We have Chris Lindstrom right here, or Hayden Hurst right here. Those could be cards. They could be cards for sure. It's kind of scary to try and prepare because you don't know. Robert Alford, Super Bowl, feels like a card. Todd Gurley right here. You'll pull that card. Feels like he might be in the set. You know? It's tricky. It is really tricky. I'm not going to buy any more cards because I just know this is going to cost millions and millions of coins to get the cards we want tomorrow, and I'm totally prepared and okay for it. But I want to just caution you guys, you know, if you want to prepare for something like this, by all means try. It can be really hard, really difficult to miss. But if you get a couple of those big hits, that's great. Like I said last year, Bengals set Tyler Eifert, right? He was a 91 overall flashback or something along those lines. He wasn't expensive. And then he was really, really expensive. His price went up 5, 6, 7 times, something like that, right? So it's a really exciting moment. Team Diamonds is such a big content drop that adds so much value to packs overall. I love it. Now, them being such a high overall in this case versus last year is an odd choice to me. If you would have asked me, CC, we're going to get Team Diamonds on Friday, what overall are they? I would have put my money straight down on 97 overall. I would have stacked it on 97 and not 98 overall. We're basically getting 32 or 33.99 tomorrow, so it's super cool. But let me know what you are doing. Let me know who you want for your team, and we'll be here for the reveal tonight. Be great. I'm out. Peace.